Will AI replace programmers? Let's delve into what some of the key figures in the industry are predicting. First off, we have Mark Zuckerberg from Meta. He anticipates that by 2025, we likely see AI that operates as a mid-level engineer capable of writing code. Zuckerberg suggests that eventually a large portion of the code in their applications, including the AI itself, will be created by AI engineers rather than human engineers. However, he also believes this will free up human engineers to focus more on creative and innovative
2025,
tasks.
We at Meta, as well as the other companies that are basically working on this, are going to have an AI that can effectively be a sort of mid-level engineer that you have at your company that can write code. And once you have that, then in the beginning it'll be really expensive to run, and then you can get it to be more efficient. And then over time we'll get to the point where a lot of the code in our apps and including the AI that we generate is actually going to be built by AI engineers instead of people engineers. But I don't know. I think that that'll augment the people working on it. So I mean, my view on this is like the future, people are just going to be so much more creative and are going to be freed up to do kind of crazy things.
Interestingly, Jensen Huang presents a seemingly opposing perspective. He argues that our goal should be to develop computing technology to the point where nobody needs to program in the traditional sense. According to Huang, the power of artificial intelligence lies in its ability to close the technology gap, effectively making everyone a programmer through natural language interaction.
I'm going to say something, and it's going to sound completely opposite of what people feel. You probably recall, over the course of the last 10 years, 15 years, almost everybody who sits on a stage like this would tell you it is vital that your children learn computer science. Everybody should learn how to program. And in fact, it's almost exactly the opposite. It is our job to create computing technology such that nobody has to program, and that the programming language, it's human. Everybody in the world is now a programmer. This is the miracle. This is the miracle of artificial intelligence. For the very first time, we have closed the gap, the technology divide has been completely closed. And it's the reason why so many people can engage artificial intelligence. It is the reason why every single government, every single industrial conference, every single company is talking about artificial intelligence today.
This vision suggests a future where engaging with technology becomes much more intuitive and less reliant on conventional coding expertise. Now, let's consider the viewpoint of Lex Fridman, who shares a relatable fear among programmers about becoming irrelevant in the face of advanced AI. He acknowledges that current large language models can already generate excellent and largely correct code, potentially surpassing the skills of many individual programmers, much like the collective knowledge of Stack Overflow. Fridman's advice, which he also follows himself, is to ride the wave of continually improving AI code generators and evolve into a big picture designer rather than a low-level coder.
Let me first say that I relate to your fear. It's scary to have a thing that gives you a career and gives you meaning to be taken away. For me, programming is a passion. And if not for this podcast, it would probably, at least in part, be my profession. So I get an uncomfortable feeling every time Claude, the LLM I use for coding at this time, just writes a lot of excellent, approximately correct code. I think you can make a good case that it already exceeds the skill of many programmers, at least in the same way that the collective intelligence of Stack Overflow exceeds the skill of many programmers, many individual programmers. But in many ways, it still does not. But I think eventually, more and more, the task, the profession of programming will be one of writing natural language prompts. I think the right thing to do, and what I'm at least doing, is to ride the wave of the ever-improving code-generating LLMs and keep transforming myself into a big-picture designer versus low-level tinkerer. What I'm doing and what I recommend you do is continually switch to whatever state-of-the-art tool is for generating code. So for me currently, I recently switched from VS Code to Cursor. And before that, it was Emacs to VS Code switch. So Cursor is this editor that's based on VS Code that leans heavily on LLMs and integrates the code generation really nicely into the editing process. So it makes it super easy to continually use the LLMs. So what I would advise and what I'm trying to do myself is to learn how to use it and to master its code generation capabilities.
Fridman underscores that while the fear of replacement is real, the key is to learn to leverage AI to perform the job more effectively. So, where does this leave us? While some industry leaders like Zuckerberg foresee AI taking on significant coding responsibilities, potentially reshaping the traditional role of the programmer, others like Huang envision AI democratizing technology, empowering everyone to program through natural language. The prevailing sentiment, echoed by Fridman, appears to be that programmers should adapt, embrace AI as a powerful tool, and concentrate on higher level design and creative problem solving. Navigating this evolving landscape by learning to utilize these new AI tools seems to be the crucial path forward. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think AI will ultimately replace programmers, or will it fundamentally change the nature of the job? Share your opinions in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in.